This segment of Dirt Diggler's Shitty Sports Show was brought to you by ESPN. We pick your idols for you. Remember Tim Tebow? You do now.
Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
All right, what's going on? It is the Dirt Diggler, the dirtiest Diggler
That's right,
ever. Diggler,
bitches.
the Dirt Cut Diggler. To my left, I have the immortal, invertible.
Kenny the Dork, unapologetically New England.
Yep, and today's a special show because it is November 10th, which is what?
It's the Marine Corps birthday. Happy birthday, Dirt.
Happy birthday, Dork. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Marines, all my fellow jarheads, Tufel Hunden, Leathernecks,
Rah. Kale.
defenders of freedom and the Constitution, all that happy horse shit. Today's your second birthday. So we figured, why not? Why not do a show?
Yeah. It's
Right.
a birthday present to ourselves, too.
Right? So speaking of birthdays.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. This is the only time. It's the Marine Corps birthday, and it's the only time we're not going to drink beer on the show.
It's like 10 in the morning.
All right, dude, I know.
I mean, we could
Isn't that weird, though?
If we were to drink beer at this early in the morning, we could say, well, it's the Marine Corps birthday and we're doing a show. And, I mean, they'd be like, okay. But, I mean, I got a function for the rest of the day. So.
I got a function, too.
Yeah, you got a charity event, right?
Yes. Yeah. Tailgate at Harbor.
Nice.
Come on by.
So speaking of birthdays, right? So my 40th birthday is coming up next March, right? It's a while away, right? So, but it's a big. I'm planning on doing this 90s themed soiree, right? I want people to come as their best version of their 90s selves. So dig up the cross colors, dig up the grunge wear, your Euro trash shit. I want to see all of it.
Wear your clothes backwards.
Wear them backwards. If you can find, I mean, fuck, man, I want to see it. Your woo wear. Right? I want to see all those things, man. I want to see that.
Oh my goodness.
And a good buddy of mine mentioned 40s for 40, right?
Nice.
40s for 40. So it's not 30 for 30 where we do a special on somebody and talk about them. No, 40s for 40 is you come into the house to celebrate my 40th birthday and we issue you a 40 of malt liquor. Right? I believe the choices
finest.
will be, the choices will be Old English 800, St. Ides, King Cobra, and a guest to be determined.
Oh.
Yeah, 40. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It tastes like bad decisions and juvenile delinquency, if you ask me. But nothing like remembering
like a school
that
day
time.
in Brooklyn.
Oh, man, or L.A. or wherever the fuck you're from, man. So I'm like fucking excited as shit about this. I got to do the planning. But so in talking about the Marine Corps birthday, that's what I'm planning to do for my birthday.
You know, and as a fellow 40-year-old, I can totally endorse going all out.
Got to do
for
it,
your
man.
40th birthday. You got to do it. We
Gotta
did it
do
for mine.
Yeah, man. Look, it's not everybody makes it to 40.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, and so it's good.
I'm a lucky bastard.
I'm a lucky bastard too. I get the wife, get the kids and shit. I get to embarrass my children more, which is always a plus.
Oh yeah. Dad jokes are the
Oh
best.
fuck, man! My whole life.
I don't even have kids, and I love dad jokes
because they're amazing.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking. One of the kids was asking me about what the commercial was about, and I was like, migraines, and they were like, okay, which is different from your grains. And then she was like, oh my fucking god! I'm like, so I'm like, what? Was it too corny? Because that's a grain too. And they're like, oh god.
God, that is.
You gotta just set the stage for yourself. Man.
That's like that
got
Raymond
such a
Burr joke. I
dirty look for my kids. It was wonderful. It was worth every fucking second I put in.
Do you know that Raymond Burr had a brother named Tim who was a lumberjack?
You know, you made me read that with my own eyes, sir. I'm sitting there reading this
I didn't
shit.
force you to do anything. You chose to do
I'm
that.
there reading this, and then I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I can't believe you made me read this with my own eyeballs. You motherfucker, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So,
it was great.
Yeah. So, all right. It's been a few weeks since our last show, unfortunately. Life comes at you fast. I've been building a reef aquarium, and I spent last weekend doing an extensive amount of plumbing on the back of this bad boy. I wanted to have a couple parts, or one part in particular, fail, which means I got to do it again this weekend. But it was good to do, But unfortunately, it did take away from being able to do the show. So, what were you up to, man?
Well, I mean, I wasn't able to do a show last week as well because, hey, did you hear the Red Sox won the World Series?
I heard some. Did see something come across the screen saying that the World Series is over and that Boston might have won, but I try to black out bad memories. So
yeah, I got you. Well, no, I went up. I Dork attended the parade.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, got
any shenanigans?
Oh, dude. So. I mean, between getting Chris Sale to show us that he didn't in fact have nipple rings and that wasn't causing his problems during the World Series.
Oh my God.
Let's see. I might have shotgunned a couple of beers with Xander Bogaerts and JD Martinez.
Did anyone get hit with a can of beer?
Alex Cora, his daughter almost got hit with a can of beer. Alex, I'm sorry. Please don't press charges. I was only tossing it to you because I thought you were thirsty.
But so that if that was Doug Peterson, he'd have caught that shit.
Oh well, Alex Cora was not down for that. He was not about that life.
Well, congratulations on your fucking Red Sox winning the goddamn World Series.
But this is one of the my most favorite Red Sox teams of all time.
To be fair, though, how many wins? 108, 106?
108 going into the regular.
108 wins to not win the World Series. It's like that 75 win season that the
Warriors had.
That the Warriors had to not come home with the championship.
And that's kind of why they had a chance to set the all-time Major League win record in the regular season. And they backed off of it because they wanted to get their guys healthy. And not only that, but the chase of a record like that is exhausting.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it wore down the Warriors in 2016.
To be fair, baseball is exhausting because it's like 3,000 games. So that's just a lot of games to play.
It sustains me.
I know it does.
Hey.
I know it does.
Gets me through. I just, I don't know what to do with myself right now besides what, because all I got is football on Sundays. What do I get through the week with?
Basketball, hockey.
Hey.
Just saying.
I don't fully embrace the Celtics and Bruins until February. We've been over this.
Okay. So, how's Lady Dork doing?
She's doing great. She about as ready as any of us to see Joe Flacco right off into the sunset, though.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about the Ravens a little bit later on in the show.
Yeah.
But I saw some chatter on the Facebook from some Ravens fans who are not happy with their team's performance. They've dropped 3 straight.
Yes, 4 out of their last 5.
Yeah, that's not a good showing. But like I said, we'll get into it. I don't know. They're blaming Harbaugh, and I'm not sure that's where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it's got to fall on the quarterback.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, most of it does because Flacco's not elite.
No.
But all right, so let's get into the schedule, right? Our schedule. We have, of course, the hometown happenings, and then where we are now with our respective NFL seasons, and our Week 10 predictions.
Oh.
Followed up by with our not gonna have a shitty beer of the week this week because
fucking 10 a.m.
Fucking 10 a.m. And our super shitty hot takes. And so let's get into the hometown happenings. Philly. So the Sixers are they're like above mediocre right now, considering they played some games, but they're not. The wins they have aren't dominant. They're just kind of very middle of the road right now. Like Embiid is doing a whole lot more. Fultz's shoulder is still crab meat, and Simmons did not get the hint that he may just have to develop a jumper during the offseason because he sure as fuck didn't. Right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a letdown that Ben Simmons, the talent that he is, has not seen to increase his ability to shoot a jumper. It makes him pretty much a two-dimensional player instead of having a third dimension like the great players do. So this is a 6'11", 6'10" guard who can play all 5 positions, but if he can't shoot a jumper and he's going to have to drive to the basket every time, he's going to be very limited once he starts getting elite defenders on him. That's not a way you're going to win the championship on that. So the Flyers, however, the Flyers are again middle of the road. They have not dominated any team. They've allowed a lot of goals. the last game they played, I want to say the score was like 5-4, and allowing 4 goals is a lot in hockey.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So we're seeing games like that, and I am absolutely not certain that the Flyers offense, that their sticks can stay hot enough to make up for whatever defensive woes that they're going through. It could just be injuries, from last year. But they're not looking overly impressive as a hockey team in the East. The Penguins are still there. The Caps are still there. The Bruins are still there. I don't see this team coming in to the playoffs at this rate as anything higher than a 6 seed.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I mean, Gritty can do whatever Gritty can do to boost that team.
Holy fucking Gritty.
Oh, Gritty's
amazing. I will not have any bad talk against that nightmare that is Gritty.
I'm gonna say it right now. It's just that thing's creepy.
Yeah, by design. It's like supposed to be creepy.
We ain't supposed to be,
It's supposed to be creepy. So yeah, Grady's gonna do Gritty. You
Gritty
let Gritty
Dan.
do Gritty. So
hey, cool.
all right. So other than that, I mean, because we're gonna talk about the football teams in a second.
Yeah.
What's going on with the Boston non-football teams?
Boston non-football. So yeah, the Red Sox won the World Series. I got in a lot of interesting situations at the parade. Drank a lot of way too much beer. Okay, let's just throw it out there. I might have, acted a fool and had a great time celebrating my favorite Red Sox team of all time. These guys were good. It was just a true delight to watch them play this season. From JD to Mookie Betts to Xander and Bradley and all those great guys, and just pouring it out there. It was great. It's been a tough transition though, because the Celtics are not living up to the hype.
Well,
they're 7-5 right now. They just lost to Utah last night as Gordon Hayward endured chants of "We don't miss you."
oh wow,
Oh yeah, and then
pretty
like,
saucy for Utah.
yeah, and then they had Jazz jerseys out there, old Hayward jerseys, because he left Utah for Boston, where they took the "Hay" out and put the letter "CO" to spell coward.
Wow,
Like
really?
they were salty AF.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think it was the catharsis Utah needed, though, because they beat the Celtics last night, 123-115.
Yeah.
Celtics are 5th in the Eastern Conference right now. They're just, they're starting to kind of finally work it all out, with all the pieces that they had coming back off of injury from last year's Eastern Conference finalists. Kyrie and Gordon are sticking around for a while. But, they're just trying to figure out where everybody fits in that little production.
Well, you've got a solid coach, so I don't see why you can't figure it
Oh
out.
yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Like, you'll see this team probably start to pile up wins in December, January, and February.
We shall see. You know what I've been enjoying? The ruination of the Rockets.
Oh yeah.
God, I fucking hate that cunty team.
Yeah, you've mentioned that.
God, man, they
Hey,
suck.
oh god, yeah. And you thought you had problems in goal, in hockey? Tuukka Rask, screen door.
Is he that bad?
Oh yeah, let's put it this way. They pulled their starter, from last night there, Halak. They were down 5-3 and lost 8-5.
Oh my God.
Actually, no, they were, but I mean, like,
So does he just have the yips?
Tuukka's been the goalie for over 8 years now.
Yeah, maybe it's just time for him to hang it up, man. Everyone's got to help.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just like, I was never really impressed with him either, I mean, we needed a backup goalie having the tear of a lifetime in 2011 to win the cup.
Yeah.
Tim Thomas,
Yeah.
Tea Party asshole.
Hey, it's what it is.
And so outlook for the Bees right now is not exactly sterling. I
It's
see
the beginning
them.
of the season, though.
Yeah, they're kind of in the Flyers position right now.
Yeah,
the
very
middle
middling.
of the Eastern
Very
Conference.
middling, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, unless they do something within the next few weeks to acquire a forward or a defenseman to really light things on fire, I just don't see this team going Eastern Conference semis at the best.
Yeah, that's pretty wishful thinking. I mean, ultimately, all the teams got to make it through the season, and whoever is most intact with the best record at the end has got the best chance to win.
Yeah, but that's where we're at. I could just go on and on about the Red Sox, but I know that bores you, so we'll just,
So okay, let's talk about basketball before we get into football. And my absolute enjoyment and glee at the ruination of the Rockets, and here's why. Right? They
Yeah.
still play that possession, shot clock milking, just
Euro basketball.
terrible style of basketball. Right? So if you haven't watched a Rockets game, what they do is They put the ball in either Chris Paul or Harden's hands. He dribbles for 15 seconds. Then he lunges into a defender from behind the arc and forces up a three-pointer and gets to the line. And that's what they do over and over and over and over again.
Yikes!
Right, and that got him all the way almost to the championship last year. It almost got him to the actual
NBA finals.
And thankfully it didn't, because there's no justice in the world if it had. It's a very cynical style of basketball.
Yeah,
very cynical, and it sucks. And that's my beef with them. Other than the personality of the players, because let's be real, James Harden is a dick. CP3 is a dick, and now they added Dickhead Supreme, Carmelo Anthony to their team, who's stinking up the joint, which makes me happy.
Yeah, it's time for Carmelo to just walk away.
No, what's amazing is that even after his stint in New York and OKC, teams are still bringing this guy in like he's going to fix their problems when all he does is compound whatever chemistry issues you already have.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony has won, one playoff series in his fucking career?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's not a winner.
No.
He's not a winner. He can't even shoot now.
Yeah, I mean, the last time he achieved any level of success was when he was in college. You know, he won that title with Syracuse, and that was it.
He was absolutely amazing in doing so. But as a pro, he's been selfish, and he's lazy on defense, and he's just been ass. But he's gotten paid very well to be ass. So I guess kudos on him for the hustle. But other than as a player, he doesn't offer anything. So to see the Rockets jettison two of their best perimeter defenders, to bring in a guy who doesn't shoot for shit anymore and doesn't defend, is just wonderful. It's just wonderful. So
yeah.
I just wanted to take a couple minutes out to bask in the misery that the Rockets and their fan base are enduring, because they deserve every fucking bit of it.
Yeah.
And it's not often I feel this way about a basketball team, right? But the Rockets, oh my fucking God. So just wanted to get into that. So,
well, I mean, you know, all things that you hate seem to come from Texas.
Fair.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Boston and New York are up there.
Yeah, true.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I don't hate the Mavericks. I don't give a fuck about the Mavericks.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck about.
But I mean, you know, you just the passion with which and the disdain with which you talk about the Rockets and the Cowgirls.
All right. So the Cowgirls are division rivals, and everyone hates them.
Ah, yeah.
Right. So I mean, before everyone hated the Patriots, everyone hated the fucking Cowboys.
Yeah, they did.
All right. So fuck the Cowboys. But the Rockets, I didn't hate the Rockets until last year. I remember the Drexler and Elijah Rockets, and those were teams that I liked.
Yeah.
So it's not Houston, it's the style of basketball that they play that made me absolutely despise that team.
All right, yeah.
They're just, ugh. Anyway, so where are we now with the NFL season, right?
Cleanse that palate.
Eagles are currently sitting at 500 at 4-4, right? We made a move during the trade deadline. At the trade deadline, we traded our third-round pick for Golden Tate. Right, so it's basically an 8-game rental. We pick up Tate from the Lions, who went from possibly being competitive to saying fuck it, which is interesting considering how weak the NFC North is right now. But the Lions have pretty much, with that trade, they kind of hang it up for the season, if you're asking me, because he's like one of their best players, period.
Yeah.
But the Eagles get is a very, very technically sound, explosive player whose biggest assets are that once he gets the ball in his hand, he's an absolute nightmare to bring down for defenders. Come to find out that when he went to Notre Dame as a running back. So his yards after catch, when he gets the ball, he's basically a running back that you have to chase down and tackle. So his elusiveness, his strength, and all that comes from what he initially was. It's like Ty Montgomery.
Yeah.
Except his transition was actually better.
He's probably a little less selfish too.
Probably. Now, is he an asshole? Of course. He's a shit-talking motherfucker, which means he'll fit in great in Philly. Seriously, he went off a few weeks ago as a Lion. He destroyed Dallas for 2 touchdowns and like 150 yards receiving on 8 receptions.
Oh yeah.
He ate him up, and now he's got to play him 2 more times. Dallas is shitting a brick because let's face it, Carson Wentz is better than Matt Stafford. Doug Peterson is a better coach than Matt Patricia.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like you're not going to change my mind on that one.
I mean, so
I had a front row seat for that bend but don't break defense. Come on now.
Yeah, man.
Fuck you and the Super Bowl too.
He's also got Alshon Jeffrey out there with him. He's not the number 1 guy. He's the number 2 or 3 right now.
Yeah.
On the Eagles, he's actually amongst a couple number 2s and 3s. with Aguilar and shit. You have the 2 tight ends. I mean, so Philadelphia's passing attack is supercharged by this trade, and so I think it's a good trade. The issue is this: how he's playing the compensatory pick game, which means Golden Tate's going to want to get paid after this, which is fine. Yes, he's a talented dude and he deserves to get paid. The question is that going to be Philly? How much does he want? Is he willing to stay in Philly for possibly less than what he would get somewhere else? Probably not. Probably not. Which is not unfair.
And not only that, but you got to look at the fact that Golden Tate's been in the game for a minute.
He's 30.
Yeah, exactly. This might be the last chance he has to get paid.
Oh no, it'll definitely be his last contract. But so he wants to get paid, right? He's been paid. He wants to get paid some more. So if he walks, which he will. Yeah. The Eagles are betting that what he gets signed as nets a 4th round compensatory pick. So for Howie Roseman, I'm trading a 3rd rounder for an 8-game rental of Golden Tate and a 4th rounder. Which, okay, the math works if that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's a gamble, but none of this is cut and dry. None of it's cut and dry. So we're going to other news in the league about how it's not cut and dry.
Yeesh.
In a few minutes, but so that's what's going on with the Eagles right now. Carson Wentz is rounding into form.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert is showing up on the stat sheet now. Still no running game to speak of. Offensive line is getting banged up. Lane Johnson's got an MCL sprain, and he's planning on playing through that against Dallas. Dallas has a good pass rush.
Yeah.
And you have Jason Peters who's hurt. So Jordan Mailata is actually starting to get activated now because he may have to come in and play, which I'm ready.
Yeah, you've been ready.
I'm fucking ready to see that shit. But that's what's going on in Eaglesville, man. That's what's going on in Philly and Wincedelphia. So what's going on in for the Pats Brigade for Beantown?
We are at 7-2, headed into a Week 10 showdown with Tennessee. After that, you have the bye week. And on paper, it looks like business as usual. Some people think that maybe Tom Brady is losing a bit. Like, one thing I noticed during the Packer game, he missed 8 straight throws.
That's not very Tom Brady-like.
And sometimes it wasn't always the receiver's fault. Sometimes Tom Brady just missed the open guy.
So is it an arm strength issue, or
it might be a combination of arm strength and decision making?
Interesting.
You know, teams are throwing new looks at him as best they can.
I mean, he's been in the game for almost 20 years.
Yeah, and he's seen a lot. Yeah, I understand that. But, you know, at some point, you know, you just have to stop and remember, he's 41.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what? He's older than us.
Yeah, he is.
And he's doing this still at a high level.
Drew Brees is 40, man.
I mean, he does not rely on the deep ball, hasn't for a long time, since he had Randy Moss pretty much.
Well, Randy Moss kind of is...
He makes you want to throw the deep ball.
He kind of does.
Yeah. I mean, now Josh Gordon looked pretty good on Sunday night against the Pack.
Yeah.
And Brady found him for a big gain, 55-yard touchdown, and most of it was Brady's arm than yards after the catch, whereas, you know, a touchdown pass from Brady that goes that long is usually yards after the catch by the receiver.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm not going to say the sky is falling down. I think that the return of Sony Michel is going to be huge, and also Rex Burkhead can come off of the injured reserve in Week 13. So I don't want to panic. I think that we're going to be fine. You know,
in New England. 7-2.
7-2. You've got the Titans this week. You've got 2 games against the Jets. You've got a game against Buffalo and Miami still on the schedule. That's 5 of your 7 remaining games right there. The other 2, you've got the Vikings and the Steelers.
I'm not convinced about the Vikings being good.
I'm not either. I mean, it looked like it was going to be more of a challenge, and in recent weeks, the Vikings have not looked as good.
No, they haven't.
The Steelers, I mean,
yeah,
they you know, aside from Thursday night, we'll get into that in a second. They've been a back and forth. You know, they've won 5 in a row. They're looking good, but at the same time, you know, they're getting their excuses ready for December 16th and neglecting game planning for December 9th, December 2nd.
I think I think this new look Steelers with Connor is presenting some challenges to teams.
Yeah, somebody has to report by Tuesday, though.
We'll see if they do.
Yeah.
So before we get into the Week 10 predictions, a quick commercial break from one of our sponsors. Are you hosting an event?
Yes.
Would you like a royal presence at your event?
Actually, yes.
Well, come on down to Carson Wentz Royal Rentals, where you can have a Prince Harry lookalike at your event.
Whoa.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying that Carson Wentz is Prince Harry. But I'm not saying that he's not.
I've never seen them in the same room together.
No, you have not. So come on down to Carson Wentz's Royal Rentals to get your Royal Doppelganger today.
Go team.
Wow, you know what? I have not seen those two people in the same room at the same time.
You know what? And neither have I.
So who knows? But all right, so Week 10 predictions. Let's go over some quick NFL news first, though. Right. So for those of you who watched Thursday night's game,
yikes!
If you witnessed the Steelers murder and endanger big cats on live television, it was pretty fucking bad.
I mean, you know, the Panthers' offense looked good on that first drive.
First drive looked great.
Yeah, it did. And then the Steelers come right back with Juju Smith-Schuster
70-something yards.
And then the next play after that,
pick six.
Oh yeah, no, I was like, Staff, I'm done. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it was Cam Newton's, and that was his first interception of the year, by the way.
What?
Yeah, he's been playing really clean football, but that whole play was busted from the beginning. T.J. Watt
just
absolutely went unblocked off the edge. Well, he wasn't even on the edge. He was like in the slot, and he made a beeline straight for Cam, and Cam couldn't shake him, ends up in the end zone, and instead of taking the safety, which in that case might have actually been the safe thing to do, just kind of chucks it in the area of Olsen. All right, I get it, but since he's thrown off platform with the defender around his waist, he floats it over him. It gets picked off by a linebacker and returned for 6, which starts the route.
Yeah.
It starts the route. So from what looked like a competitive football game, midway through the first quarter, it's 21-7.
No, not even 5.
5 minutes into the first quarter is now 21-7 Pittsburgh.
Yeah, because they stood there because the Steelers responded the Steelers defense responded right after that pick 6 by coming out, forcing a very quick 3 and out,
and scoring again,
and then scoring right back down the field very quickly. James Conner just ran through them like a hot knife through butter.
So
it was disgusting.
I expected a better effort out of Carolina.
I did too.
But if that's the Steelers team, that's if they're rounding into form right now, if they can get over the psychological aspect of playing New England, then they have a good chance of getting to the big game, man. They look fucking. All right, so can you name any of the defensive backs for the Panthers? Like any of them? I can't.
Neither can I.
All right, so I guess that's where the weakness lies.
Possibly.
I mean, if it wasn't for Jim Schwartz calling fucking prevent for the entire fourth quarter and giving up 17 points to them, we win that game against the fucking Panthers. They're looking vulnerable.
Yeah.
I still think they're quite possibly the second or third best team. The Saints are unstoppable right now.
Yeah,
in the
the
NFC
Saints
South.
and the Saints.
Oh shit, the Saints, dude. So Des Bryant made big news. He made waves. He signed a 1-year prorated deal with the Saints, and everybody was kind of happy. Like Des told the Browns no thank you, and
he actually told the Patriots no thank you.
He told a couple teams no thank you, and then the Saints. That looked like a great signing. He's going to go in there be a number 3 or 4 receiver with a really great quarterback on a team that's a no shit contender. And the last play of his second practice ruptures his fucking Achilles.
Ouch.
Right, so I guess
stay in shape, kids.
Look, it's football, man. Those Achilles tendons are blowing left and right. It doesn't matter.
And ACLs.
Yeah. One bad plant, next thing you know, fucking we've lost a year and a half. So I guess he'll be throwing up the X, but only next to his name regarding his availability. So
boom.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't really dislike Des Bryant. I dislike him as a Cowboy because fuck the Cowboys. But Des as a person, especially watching him go, air out the Cowboys, I kind of wanted him to see him stick somewhere. I think he's better than some of the receivers that are actively playing. So it's good to see him get signed. And to be honest with you don't want to see anyone go out with something like a ruptured Achilles. This could be it for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that anybody's going to pony up big money for him, but if he can prove that he'll probably get a 1-year show-me deal.
This was a 1-year show-me deal. He was supposed to show what he could do for these last 8 games, and then, pow, that's it.
Yeah.
Boom. So, it's unfortunate.
He's on the wrong side of 30, too.
He is on the wrong side of 30. Hopefully he can recover, but that's a tough injury to recover from.
But I don't see him getting any multi-year deals for the rest of his career if he continues to play.
Yeah. So, hey, you wanna cover the next one, Kenny?
Well, you were talking about things sticking. The only thing we're going to be talking about sticking here is to the side of the toilet bowl.
Oh, my God.
Because the Browns browned harder than the Browns have ever browned before.
God damn, they did.
They fired Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley mid-season. And, we weren't sure who was coaching, but Dirt.
We assume it's a 12-year-old Canadian kid who's really good at Madden.
I mean, our resumes are in for the job.
We put them. They posted it on Monster, so we put up our resumes on Monster. We're
I
waiting
think
on
we
the
should
call
have
back
gone
from the
with
Browns.
ZipRecruiter.
We could do either.
Maybe LinkedIn.
The Browns seem like the kind of team that does coaches searches on Monster.com.
I think they're more of an Indeed team.
Could be Indeed.
Yeah, but yeah, Indeed. But yeah, they decided that the internal strife between Jackson and Haley was too much to deal with. It was impeding the growth of Baker Mayfield, who is pretty much looking more and more like a franchise QB by the week. He's the best thing that's happened to the Browns quarterback position since they returned to Cleveland.
The best thing that happened to the quarterback position was them saying Carson Wentz wasn't a top 20 pick. Oh, my God. They were just, and Hugh Jackson gets fired. And, of course, he's like, oh, yeah, I totally loved Carson Wentz and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it's always somebody else's fault.
If they'd have listened to me, we'd have had him, but we weren't going to draft a quarterback. Because Carson Wentz, we gave him 3 minutes to read a playbook and draw it on the whiteboard. He did it in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. I had never seen that, but, of course, he wasn't a top 20 pick, so we passed.
Sorry, that's the thing that pisses me off, and which finally made me say, good job, Cleveland, on this firing. It's always somebody else's fault with him.
Yeah, it is.
It always is. No, they didn't go 336-1 because of me and my terrible coaching.
No.
They didn't go 336-1 because I'm a terrible talent evaluator. No, it was Haley's fault for calling the wrong plays.
For undermining it.
Well, Sashi Brown's fault for giving me these terrible shit-ass players.
But now we got good players. And I'm fired now.
2-6-1.
Now that I've either way, look.
But it was always somebody else's fault.
The beef.
Fuck out of here,
The beef
Hugh.
between Jackson and Haley should have gotten them both fired, right? So to be honest with you, you got an offensive coordinator openly subverting and undermining your head coach.
Yeah.
All right. It's death sentence for the head coach because he's allowing it. If your ownership and your head coach is allowing his power to just be shit on by the OC, who you should have never brought in to begin with.
Yeah.
But. You got to get rid of both. You got to
because Hugh Jackson had publicly stated when Josh Gordon was still in Cleveland, he was not going to start that one particular game in week 2, I believe.
And he did.
And then Jackson's like, wait, what the?
Yeah. Fuck? So this is the kind of shit that apparently for people who watch Hard Knocks, which I do not, that dynamic was present during the show during the offseason that Haley didn't give a fuck about what Jackson had to say. If Jackson's ass is on the line. If I'm Hugh Jackson and I'm a just me being me, I'm the head coach of the Browns and Todd Haley's my OC, the first time that motherfucker steps on my dick like that, especially publicly, he's gone.
Yeah.
I'll call the fucking plays. You're fucking gone. I didn't bring you in here to undermine me on my own team. But that's not how this happens. So
and I'm sorry, but if you go January 31st in your coaching career for 2 seasons, 1-31. Yeah, if you do that, you should be fired in the off season before
they have Baker Mayfield. They gave it a shot, man. I mean, you're right. Mayfield is a bright spot. And he's got a good future, and Haslam is saying, well, he's the future. We need to support this kid, and he's right. Let's see what they do next, though.
Yeah, and it's going to be on John Dorsey to hire an offensive-minded coach that can utilize and grow Mayfield's talent to the point where he becomes that franchise quarterback that Cleveland is so desperately longed for
ever
since Bernie Kosar.
Since they came back.
Since Bernie Kosar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking it before
they came back. So let's talk about Joe Flacco, man. What's going on with Joe Flacco? Because I know you're in love with the Ravens fan.
Yes, I am.
So tell me about Flacco's elite injury.
Joe Flacco might need hip surgery.
Is it an elite hip surgery?
Terribly.
Terribly elite? Will he have an elite surgeon?
He might have, one of those discount ones you find,
Dr. Nick Riviera is going to do a surgery?
Dr. Nick, he's going to use plastic utensils, but he wipes them off with his napkin.
That's good. Good to keep clean. It's good to keep your utensils clean.
But, he hasn't missed a game due to injury in a couple of years, and he might miss week 11. He's dealing with a hip injury that may or may not require surgery, or it could be something that heals itself with, quote-unquote, prolonged rest. And for a team that's lost 4 out of 5...
This sounds like a quarterback change.
It does.
Because Lamar Jackson is the future there.
He's the only first-rounder not to have started this year. First-round pick.
Yeah, well, he's going to get his chance.
I think he's going to get his chance against the Bengals, and I think
if he comes
the rest of the season might be an audition for Lamar Jackson.
If he comes out with a fucking win, you're going to see Baltimore implode because there's going to be some people who don't like Lamar Jackson for reasons.
Yeah.
In Baltimore. So
Reasons.
So, either way. So, Dak Prescott sucks.
Oh my God, yes.
Here's the thing about this, though, right? So everyone except Dallas fans knew this shit last year. But just now, this year, Dallas fans are coming to the painful realization that Dak Prescott might not be a good quarterback, which is odd because you would think a 4th-round pick wouldn't be that good of a quarterback.
I mean, he went 2 rounds ahead of Tom Brady when he went in the 2000 draft.
Well, Tom Brady had the worst combine athletically ever from any quarterback or any skill position player. He's like the slowest person to ever fucking run at a skill position.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't like Tom Brady came out as this physical specimen or anything. Tom Brady, honestly, was there not to lose games when he started. Remember?
Yeah.
All right? And he became the thing he is right now.
Oh, yeah.
So am I saying Dak Prescott won't become something good? No. I'm saying he's fucking shit right now, though.
Yeah, he is.
All right? He's not being helped. He doesn't have a Bill Belichick to develop him. He doesn't have a super stout defense.
He has Jason Garrett.
He has Jason Garrett.
He went to Princeton.
All right, let's throw another swing pass.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I'm glad that Dallas fans have caught up to the rest of the country and realizing their quarterback is not a franchise player. We'll see when the owner catches up to the rest of the country and realizes he's not. I hope he never does.
I hope not either.
I hope Jerry Jones lives to be 200. And I hope he coaches. I hope he does what he does the entire time. Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, good Lord. You love that. Yeah, it's like sweet lemonade for you.
This fucking Schadenfreude is so delicious. I put it in my coffee first thing in the morning.
Nice.
Dallas Schadenfreude. So,
Hey,
yeah.
72 Dolphins can relax.
Pop the corks there, Mercury Morris, you son of a bitch.
Fuck that guy. I really developed a strong hatred for him in 2007. When he was on Sports Center every other week, like, they will not go undefeated.
I don't
Fuck
see what the big
you.
deal is, bitch. You had a 14-week season. Shut up. Like,
And he was coked up for about 13
well,
of those 14 weeks.
Remember, cocaine didn't become a big thing until the 80s.
Cocaine was a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. So, but the Dolphins, you know, their place in history is secured. I mean, that's the last notable thing that they've ever done.
47 years later.
47 years later,
Or
but
46, whatever.
whatever. But yeah, they haven't done.
Speaking of
72.
terrible defenses, how about the 46?
46 was amazing at the time.
At the time, yes, and it ruined the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I know.
God damn it did. Holy shit, that was a one-sided game in 85.
But why are we bringing up the 72 Dolphins?
Because the Rams finally lost to the Saints in New Orleans.
Man, old man Breeze was not fucking with those
No,
youngsters.
man, look, that game, they found Marcus Peters, and they went after that motherfucker, let me tell you. And Sean Payton has been talking shit the whole time. He's like, we really, really like that matchup with Michael Thomas on with Marcus
Oh, he
Peters
damn
in
well
front of him.
showed it, too.
And he did. Now, here's the best part about this, though.
Yeah.
The throwback Joe Horn celebration.
Oh, my God,
Him,
yes.
Him going to the goals,
Getting
the
a flip phone.
Getting a flip phone out and pretending to call. I immediately said, holy shit, this is Joe Horn tribute.
Oh, I said the same thing.
Holy shit,
Everybody
this
in
is
the
Joe
room's
Horn
just
tribute.
looking at me like, what?
Yes, Joe Horn got fined then.
The $30,000, I think it was.
Yeah, Michael Thomas got fined already, too.
Yeah.
But it was such because Michael Thomas isn't a guy to take a penalty. He is not that guy to celebrate like that. But for him, so did he stash a flip phone under each goalpost? Or, like, did it just work out perfectly to where...
I think he was, he did that for each quarter. He had the equipment guy grab it or something like that.
I don't know, man. That's pretty amazing. But I appreciate the throwback. I appreciated the throwback celebration. I
did too. I was like, wow.
That was
tip
like
of the cap to you, sir.
Tip the cap to you and the great Joe
But,
Horn.
I mean, we also have to give a tip of the cap to the Saints because they were a buzzsaw.
They were not fucking with the Rams, dude.
No, they were not. They
Held Gurley in check.
Yeah, they did.
That's the key. You got to keep Gurley in check in all phases of the game. Can't let.
Oh
Todd
yeah,
Gurley
they
get
were on
hurt.
him like white on rice.
But another throwback celebration that made me really happy was the Titans DB running and posing on the star.
Oh, Kevin Byard, yeah.
God, yes, I was like, drink that hate in.
Hate. Where your haters fall.
So I thought that was pretty good. We had 2 throwback celebrations in 1 week. Both of them
I
got
know.
fined, of course, because fucking fun. But
And it looks like the roughing call has vanished.
you know what? I haven't seen as many games get swung by it, and I had some discussions with folks at work regarding this, and we haven't really looked at it too much as far as is it defenders understanding the rule better, or are they simply not calling it? Now, judging from some of the hits I've seen, they're just not calling it.
I don't think they are. It's just it's played too much of a factor in a lot of games.
It's lost Green Bay a couple games. It's lost the Eagles games. It's lost a lot of good teams.
Yeah, it's
games.
affecting the competitive balance of the league, and and then somebody finally had the good sense to say, you know what?
Maybe we should ease back on these calls.
Yeah.
Maybe we should ease back on these calls. So, I mean, I understand the principle, right? You wanted to protect players from being driven through the turf because you're losing big name guys. Well, you only lost Aaron Rodgers last year because Aaron Rodgers' bones are made of paper mache. But
well, I mean, if you quarterbacked for the Beef and that O-line for as long as he has, you'd be made of paper mache too.
He's just brittle.
He's banged up a lot. He's an
amazing talent, but he's hard to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Remember, he stins a lot of plays, but Anthony Barr driving him through the turf, which is what he did.
Yeah.
Snapped his collarbone. Remember, he gave him the middle finger on the way off the field and told him to go fuck off, like fuck you. Like it was an NFC North game.
Yeah.
Like, there was no love lost. When a quarterback is telling you to go eat a dick because you broke his collarbone, one, I'm impressed because you got a broken collarbone. You're not writhing on the ground. You're telling the defender who did it to eat a dick. I think that's amazing for one. Yeah. I can't understate how impressive that is to me. But too many games have been swung by questionable, dubious officiating this year.
Yeah.
NFL is going to have to fix that.
Yeah, Clay Matthews has been targeted for that penalty.
I'm pretty sure he just got called today for one of them. They're not even playing.
Yeah. Well, like I say, well, way to stir up some controversy there.
Yeah. Well, so
our next commercial.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break.
Yeah. Do you like beards?
Fishy, yes.
Do you like luxurious long beards?
Oh, only the most luxuriousness, of course.
Of course. Do you rub your beards against other beards?
Oh, I do that every time.
Do you ever notice the coarseness of which the rubbing happens?
It's like sandpaper.
Yes. Do you wish to not have that feeling?
Yes, I wish it was like a baby's bottom.
Then you need Ryan Fitzmagic's Beard Oil.
Oh, of course.
For when you want to stir up controversy where there needn't be any.
Oh, just the finest controversy.
Right, the controversy.
Yes.
Ask for it by name.
So I wonder if it comes in lavender or sandalwood.
I hear they have some holiday glitter.
Nice. Also, if you buy the kit, it comes with the glasses.
Oh, so you can look like a true Harvardman.
Yes.
Ugh.
Or Ewan McGregor. Conor McGregor.
Yeah, Ewan, Connor. Well,
whatever.
I mean, like Connor is a pompous douche.
Ewan McGregor was in the Star Wars prequel.
Yeah, he was Obi-Wan.
So
yeah, he had a nice beard too.
Yes.
Yes, beards. There's something about them that make you feel distinguished.
I think his power lies in his beard.
I think so too. If he shaved, he'd be awful.
No, seriously, he did that in the Jets, and the second he shaved his beard, I'm like, this guy's gonna go to shit.
And
no shit, it happened. And my kids are like, he shaved his beard, he's gonna lose.
Lady Dork picked him up again in fantasy football and won with him.
That's the prudent move.
Yeah.
So let's get into this week's games. Right, so we did pretty good a couple weeks ago. It's been brought to my attention that people listen to the show, all three of them, and some of them actually take our takes and weigh them when they are doing their football, their survivor pools and their gambling and things like that. Another Marine who's in a state where this shit is apparently legal has actually won a few dollars on our predictions.
No way.
So that's always good to hear that you were able to help somebody get over on the system. Go team.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the Lions versus the Bears in Chicago. This is a great NFC North battle here, typically.
Yeah.
But the Lions have checked out with that Golden Tate trade. I don't believe that they're trying to be competitive.
I disagree. They knew they weren't going to be able to re-sign him at the end of the season.
So get something for him?
Get something for him, yeah.
You think Galladay's going to make up for
I think Galladay and Marvin Jones can make up for what was lost, and I think Kerryon Johnson's a solid back, too. I don't see him beating the Bears, though.
Well, having watched Matthew Stafford get sacked 10 times against the Vikings last week,
yeah,
I'm going to have to say Khalil Mack.
If he plays.
I don't see why he wouldn't play. So I have the Bears taking this one 27-13. They got home field advantage. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
Their defense is really coming into form. Mitch Kissing-Titties is actually not a tragedy. He's actually doing pretty good. Now he's got some development to do still, but
of course
he's not a walking liability. So that's where you want him right now.
Right, and I kind of agree, along the same lines. I just don't see it being as lopsided, but when you're talking about a 4-point difference, I've got the Bears winning this 31-20. I do think that Trubisky is really going to enjoy having a fully healthy Allen Robinson back. And rumor says that he is fully healthy.
That'd be good. I think it'd be good for him. Let's see what he does with it.
To go along with Cohen and.
Tariq Cohen's a goddamn cartoon character.
Oh yeah, he is. He's great.
He's great.
Yeah, I think they're doing some decent things there. Matt Nagy has something good going on right now, and I think the Bears keep it going.
Yeah, why not? They're in the top of the NFC North right now. They're on top of the NFC North. So the next game is the Saints versus the Bungles in Cincinnati. Look, the Saints are an absolute juggernaut right now, with or without Des Bryant showing up. They were putting up points before. Drew Brees is giving Father Time the finger quite well. He is still as squirrely as he's ever been. He's got a fucking good couple running backs behind him. He's got an adequate offensive line in front of him. He's got great receivers out there. I have the Saints taking this one 35-24, and I give the Bengals 24 because they still have A.J. Green.
Right.
And so they can score points.
Yeah, and see, I was inclined to think that while we were writing the script for this, but then I remember one thing.
What?
This is at Cincinnati outdoors.
Weather is fair. The weather is great.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, that Drew Brees is not good in outside of a dome, but I disagree.
I'd say it's at this point, I'm just thinking on just what I've seen this year, him against Baltimore, him against the Giants. He has struggled outdoors.
We'll see. So are you going to change your score on this one?
I've got the Saints taking this one 24-17.
Okay, that's conservative. All right, so the Falcons versus the Browns is our next matchup.
And it's going to be cold.
Man, I watched the Falcons stomp the life out of the Redskins. Oh, I said it! I said the R word.
Bleep.
I am going to.
Yeah, you're going to get hit with some bleep juice for that one.
I watched them stomp Washington, slap a mud hole in their ass, and march it dry.
Yeah.
I have the Falcons putting up 32 points on this Browns team. Julio Jones is finding his way. Their running attack is fucking thorough. The Browns are a good team defensively, but I think their offense will leave them on the field too long. So I have the Falcons put up 32 to the Browns 17. I could be wrong, but I just don't think with the upheaval in the coaching staff that they stand much of a chance against a team that's trying to make a push for the playoffs.
And I kind of agree. I think, the Browns defense is the strength of this team.
It is.
And it's with that while, yes, they're going to be out on the field a lot, I see them kind of stiffening up in the red zone, giving up, this looks like it's going to be like a 4 field goal kind of game. So that's why I have the Falcons taking this one 26-18.
Okay.
The Falcons are going to be threatening to score a lot, but will they be able to score touchdowns every time?
I'm thinking the Falcons have enough explosive plays to negate any red zone issues.
And while I would normally agree, I think that the Browns give enough of an effort to make this one closer than it should be.
Fair. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So you want to kick off the next one? This is
we're in Nashville for Pats Titans.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The Patriots are favored big in this one. And while I would like to think that it's going to be a walk in the park, on the other sideline, you've got
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah. Deion Lewis.
Yeah.
Logan Ryan.
And
Malcolm Brown, who is chomping at the fucking bit for this game, whether he says so or not.
You also have Mariota, who looked really good last week.
Yeah. And a Patriots defense that can make Blake Bortles look good.
That is a shame, by the way.
Shame. But they did play great against Aaron Rodgers last week.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're going to get from this Patriots defense.
It's pretty frustrating, though.
It is. It really is. Trust. So you throw that in with the fact that Gronk is clearly off this season.
Well, he's done.
I think so.
Done.
I think he signed incentive-laden deals, and he's not going to reach those incentives, and then he's going to walk off to Hollywood.
So all right.
I think so. Go ahead, Dirt.
I got the Pats taking this one 27-20. The Titans have this uncanny ability to bring any team they play down to their level and make it a sluggish, slow game for the most part. I think the Titans will do that to the Patriots, considering that they're basically Patriots South at this point. They're going to do enough to force the Patriots to win the game.
Yeah. Hey, Herm.
Hello. You play to win the game. Hello.
Hello. But I've got, actually, it's the 16th anniversary of him saying that, by the way.
Is it?
Yes. It was like a little earlier in the week. But, yeah, I've got the Pats taking this one 23-13. The Titans' defense, while, a collection of former Patriot defensive backs, I don't think they can handle what Josh Gordon is, doing lately. Josh Gordon has looked good the last couple of weeks.
Malcolm Butler's not been good, so if they get that matchup, Malcolm Butler's been biting on double moves. He's looked very vulnerable outside. All right, so let's go back and do some Super Bowl truthering here. All right, Super Bowl last year, Malcolm Butler inexplicably sits for all except one play, which was special teams, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, why didn't Belichick play Butler? Did
If they
Belichick
would've won.
throw the game to prove a point to Brady? Look at the body language in the sideline, blah, 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 blah. And then I look at Malcolm Butler this year in Tennessee, and I'm seeing he's a fucking liability. Like, he's an aggressive quarterback, so he's getting murdered on double moves right now by players who aren't all that great.
Yeah.
Dallas got him on a double moves. Scored their second touchdown came. Actually, I think he gave up both of their touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah, he gave up both of their touchdowns. The second one on a pretty sweet double move, but nonetheless, he was dusted because of it. Dude was wide open. So I'm not sure if Malcolm Butler, if they get Josh Gordon out there, or Malcolm Butler, or Amendola, or any of these squirrely guys who can come in and out of breaks really
Amendola's
quick.
in Miami, so.
Not Amendola, but Edelman.
Edelman, yes.
Is someone who can go in and come out of a break fairly clean. It's going to be a rough day. So they got to figure out a way to protect Malcolm Butler from this. But we'll see. I think the rest of the defense will pretty much take away those opportunities by just getting in Brady's, collapsing the pocket onto Brady and making him throw a little earlier than he likes.
I think he's going to have, with the return of Sony and Michelle, he's going to have a cleaner pocket than normal. Because he's going to be, handing an awful lot. But yeah.
So next game is the Jags versus the Colts, and this is another AFC South matchup.
Dumpster fire.
The Jags have looked absolutely terrible. They've dropped 4 straight. Bortles is borderling at maximum Bortle.
Bordelosity?
Maximum Bordelosity. Fournette may or may not be available for this game, which to me is the key.
You
no
need
one's
him.
showing up except for Calais Campbell on defense, really. I don't know if this team is checked out or what. Oh, Jalen Ramsey talked a lot of shit in the offseason, and it is not looking good for him right now.
Oh, no.
And I applaud his shit talking because you kind of need that to make the offseason entertaining.
Hey, they going to the Super Bowl and they going to win that bitch.
But he talked a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah. He went down to every starting quarterback in the NFL.
Including his own, and said, hey, look, Blake's going to do what Blake got to do. If Blake's got to throw pick sixes, that's what Blake's going to do, apparently, because that's what Blake's doing.
And that's what Blake's been doing.
So Andrew Luck with a fucking shoulder made of cotton candy is better than Blake Bortles at full strength. So I have the Colts actually taking this one in Indy, 21-20. There's no rushing attack for Jacksonville. If it's not Bortles running, then no one's running.
Yeah. Well, the Jags just traded away one of their better defenders, Dante Fowler, to the Rams.
Well, he was disappointing for them. He was a disappointment on and off the field. So apparently he had conduct issues too.
Yeah, he did have conduct issues. I don't know if it's going to make them better or worse. I do know that Fournette is the key for them regaining their offensive footing and maybe making a run at the suddenly surging Texans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 5 in a row, people. Come on.
Demaryius Thomas, buddy.
Oh, yeah. But I think that the Colts take this one, as much as it pains me to say it, in a close one, 17-16.
So, all right, Kenny, I'm going to have to ask you to let go of your hatred for the Colts. Ultimately, here's why. The year that they fucking bitched about the deflated balls, you guys won the Super Bowl that year, right?
Yeah.
All right, so at the end of the day, ultimately you fucking won. I mean, it wouldn't be like this is the first time the Patriots'
Hey, look,
integrity was called into question.
Yeah,
and
just because 31 other owners wanted a makeup call for Spygate doesn't mean they had to pull shit out of the fucking air.
But they did. So your beef is actually with the league, not with the Colts.
Oh, I know, but the Colts started it.
Maybe we got to incorporate cameras into this thing so you can see the facial expressions that we make towards each other, man. Look. All right, just because the kid that smells like pee that you beat up every day told somebody that you beat them up, and you continue to beat them up, you shouldn't hate the kid. Like, the Colts are just doing their best to fucking stay competitive. The Patriots have an asterisk next to them for the most part for a lot of teams. When you look at a lot of fan bases, they look at what the Patriots have done. All right, you can't deny the greatness that is the Patriots. At the same time, there's some questionable shit in there.
Yeah.
So yes, Spygate was a debacle. That whole thing was total ass. And you're right. A lot of things broke the Patriots' way going forward for over a decade. So,
right.
Spygate, you ultimately won the Super Bowl that year, so you win. So let it go.
Actually, no, we did not win the
Nope.
Super Bowl the year Spygate happened. 2007.
What you won the next year though, didn't you?
No,
When did you win? You won one between now and Spygate.
between now, yeah, with 2.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, no, Deflategate was the year.
I'm sorry, Deflategate. Spygate, you didn't win. That's the year that you.
That
was when
30
Mangini-
seconds away from being.
That was 18-1.
Yeah.
You guys put Eli Manning on the map with that shit. By the way, thank you, because he's terrible. He's fucking terrible now.
You're welcome.
Hey! So,
All right, moving on.
yeah,
The Cardinals are going to try and play with the Chiefs this week.
I'm not feeling this game being good or entertaining at all, unless you are a Chiefs fan. I see the Cardinals shitting the bed to the tune of 3-45, favor of the Chiefs, of course. So
45-3 Chiefs, huh?
45-3 Chiefs, man.
I got it 34-13 Chiefs.
Fair. I don't see the Cardinals are so bad. I mean, from the coach to the offensive line, they have a young quarterback. They're still paying Bradford money, even though they cut him.
Ugh.
Mike Glenn is still on the roster. David Johnson probably doesn't want to be there anymore. Fitzgerald he's
Aged before our eyes.
yeah. Their defense is not good. This is a bad team.
There's so many holes to fill on that team.
Yeah,
where do you start?
This team has got all the benefits of having actually all the symptoms of a rebuild, none of the benefits because they don't actually have the capital. They're just bad.
Yeah.
So I don't see, and the Chiefs are a fucking buzzsaw right now.
Yep.
Mahomes gives no fucks, and he's destroying teams.
And more bad football will be coming forward because
Oh.
we've got the Toilet Bowl Game of the Week. Part 1.
Yeah, well, Bills versus Jets
Yuck.
in New York at the Snoopy.
And we don't know who's starting for the Jets.
Nope.
Yeah,
But we think we have Matt Barkley starting for the Bills, so
that's our 4th starting quarterback this year.
that's bad.
Well, and that's only because somebody got to Sean McDermott and said, "Yo, Nathan Peterman is not a starting quarterback. Don't you start him."
But the Peterman is still in the sidelines, so you're going to see the Peterman.
Oh yeah, the Peterman's gonna.
Yep. So I have this game because I don't want to talk about it too long because it hurts my heart to do it.
Yeah, well,
Bills 6, Jets 10. The reason I give the Jets 10 is because whoever is the quarterback for the Bills will throw a pick 6.
yeah.
Will throw a fucking pick 6.
Oh, Josh McCown's starting for the Jets. So Josh McCown against Matt Barkley.
The team, this is the game. If you're watching this game, it's because you're a fan of either one of these teams or you hate yourself.
David Justin Bolton, we're sorry.
Or both. Or you're a fan of one of these teams and
No,
you hate yourself.
seriously though, David.
I know
Bolton.
Bolton's a big fan. He's a big Jets fan.
Yeah.
We're giving his team the win on this one.
Yeah, I am too. I'm taking the Jets 13-12.
It's just not going to be a good game. So
No.
Washington team versus the Buccaneers. So they lost they're almost their entire offensive line last week,
Yeah.
for the season.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then they lost the number 1 receiver for the season. And then Adrian Peterson started looking old because he's old.
And yeah,
And Alex Smith still checks down.
brah.
He also almost got decapitated running on the sideline, which made me happy because it was like, slide, dude. And he's like, pow! Right in the kisser.
Pow right in the kisser.
Right in the kisser.
Pow right in the kisser.
Pow
right in the kisser.
So I actually have the Bucks taking this one 28-13. Fitzmagic is going to show up, further muddle things in Tampa. Famous Jameis will be sitting on the sideline contemplating which sexual assault charge he's going to catch next. Because he'll have plenty of time to think about it. And that'll be it.
See, I think that, along the same lines as you, I've got the Bucks taking this one 31-17. But I think it's because, Fitzmagic's going to put, glitter in his beard. And he's just going to blind the Washington defense with his brilliance from the beard.
Have you seen his beard dap he does with the linemen when he rub the beards?
I
weird.
have,
It's
and
weird, isn't it?
I didn't know how to feel.
It's weird. They're like, ooh.
They really like each other.
Suspect. Suspect device.
Yeah.
Either way, it's all good, baby.
There's a lot of bad football on this week's
This is a
schedule.
lot of bad football. This is a bad game right here. Chargers at Oakland.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, because the Raiders just look so anemic.
I actually picked the Raiders to win against the Niners last Thursday. And
how
Thursday
wrong
prior.
were you?
Well, the Raiders looked semi-competent the week before, and we didn't know who was starting at quarterback for the Niners.
How the hell did this team beat Cleveland?
Not
Help from the refs.
Ref ball. Yeah, the refs. They should be winless.
They should be winless.
They should be winless. Yeah, Cleveland got shafted out of a good 2-3 games at the early part of the season.
Yeah,
they definitely got shafted.
like seriously.
So
yeah, no, but this Raider team, not only did they, the beating Cleveland part of it, but putting up 45 points.
Yeah.
This offense has looked incompetent, but to be fair, since that game, Marshawn Lynch is out on IR.
Yep.
Amari Cooper has been traded to Dallas.
For a first rounder. So the Raiders actually won that pick.
Yeah.
The Raiders won that pick because Dallas is stupid.
Yeah, Dallas, okay, fine. And it's just, it boggles my mind that this team can still field a competitive football squad.
Well, they actually can't, which is the problem.
And they're running into a buzzsaw in the Charger defense. So how do you see this one going, Dirt?
37-6 in favor of the Chargers.
See, that implies 2 field goals, doesn't it?
It does. I'm going to actually assume that maybe a fumble return and a missed PAT.
See, yeah, I'm also thinking that the Chargers will give up a non-offensive touchdown. They'll be offended by it because they'll lose the shutout. But I got the Chargers taking this one 45-7.
All right, so speaking of the Raiders, let's take a quick commercial break.
Not fair!
Pass protection breaking down? Well,
Yeah?
we can help you out with Derek Carr's No More Tears pass protection.
can?
Keep those eyes dry as a desert with Derek Carr's No More Tears pass protection.
I would like that.
Brought to you by Gruden Incorporated.
He's terrible!
Ask for us by name at your local grocers, the drugstore, or condo store. Man.
Dude.
Ice cold. So,
Ice.
ice.
Cold.
You want to kick off the next couple?
Not unlike the tears running down Derek Carr's face.
Oh, warm, salty tears.
Warm and salty.
Tears.
Yeah, so warm and salty, huh? This game. It's too bad this game is in Green Bay and not Miami, because Miami's pretty warm and salty. Ugh. Yeah, you go down there in the middle of the humidity.
Oh, I don't want to go down there.
Oh God, March, April time frame.
That's where Florida man lives, man. I want a part of that.
Yeah, well, you hit the beach at spring break. It's hot as nuts
I don't
out
want to
there.
go anywhere where it's hot. I've been in enough hot places on this planet.
Yeah, we have to.
All right, so Fins Packers.
Okay, Dirt.
The Fins have Brock Osweiler starting. Bork's getting another start because Tannehill has a weird injury, so I guess another year
Fractured
evaluation.
ass.
Fractured cervix. And then you have the Packers with Aaron Rodgers and what's left of his left leg. Look, I don't want to watch this game, but I'm going to say that
No one's going to make you.
it's going to be 20-17 in favor of the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers, regardless of his health. And that's just what it is.
I'm still sitting here impressed that it got flexed to the 4:25 time slot. Yeah, I got the Pack taking this one 28-14. There's some concerns over middle linebacker Blake Martinez after he rolled his ankle on Sunday night against the Patriots.
My ankle hurts.
Trying to
just thinking
chase
about
down
that.
Tom Brady and avoid stepping on his foot.
Wow.
Yeah. Well.
Wow.
It was one of those where he's coming from Brady's strong side, and he Brady got rid of the ball, so he was coming in a full rush, and he's like, oh crap, I gotta I don't want to get a penalty.
So I fucking blew my ankle.
Yeah, so he missed. Yeah, and then he was hobbled, but it doesn't look to be a serious injury.
Well, hopefully he heals up. I've
Yeah,
rolled my
because
ankles.
he's the leading tackler in the league.
I've rolled my ankles numerous times, and it's
That's
not
not fun.
It's not a good time.
No,
not a good
you're
time.
not
So
going
how
to have
do
a good time.
How do you have this one going?
28-14 Pack.
Okay. All right. Now this is going to be interesting, right? Seahawks and Rams. Now there's a huge fire in Southern California that could very well threaten this game. And it's moving quite fast.
I don't know if it's going to hit L.A. or not. It's in Malibu area.
Well, it could. You got to think the ash and smoke could become a factor.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Either way, if the game is played on schedule with no adverse effect from this fire, which for those of you who have been affected by the fire, our prayers are with you, and hopefully that you get you and all your loved ones out in safety, and that your home
seriously.
is spared. This fire has gobbled up
I've
like
been in
30-something thousand structures, man. This fire's not fucking around. So hopefully they get that shit under control like really soon, because that's all bad. That's bad juju's right there.
I remember 2004. similar wildfire movement.
Pendleton?
Yeah, I was on Pendleton at that point.
Yeah.
And they had to move the Chargers game to Arizona.
Yes.
And a lot of Marines on standby, ready to put out fires. The air quality was so bad that it was forcing woodland creatures closer to our barracks, and we had a mountain lion wander into our quad.
What was your name?
We didn't name it. We just called animal control.
Oh, it was a cougar though. Could have named it.
It's funny because there was a Marine.
So wait, you didn't find it in the E Club?
I was on the fourth deck looking up. I see this thing wander into the quad, and then I see a friend of mine coming back from the chow hall.
Like, it's a fucking big cat in there, man.
Yeah. So he's coming back from the chow hall directly into that quad. And I was like, dude, J-Mo, don't go in there. There's a fucking mountain lion in there. And he's like, oh, really? Here, kitty.
All right, dipshit.
Yeah, go get eaten.
Yeah, we had the croc hunter in my unit, man. He kept fucking with the rattlesnakes. He had been bitten at least twice.
Jackass.
Dumbass. So, next game. My game of the week for me.
We didn't pick it, though.
Oh, did we not pick this one? Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
yes.
we're monitoring the air quality, and we're
Yeah.
talking about wildfires.
You're right. All right, so
The Rams did cancel
Seahawks.
packets.
Hey, the Seahawks are a tough division opponent. They win games they shouldn't, and they lose games they should. And they should lose this game, which means they'll win this game. 27-24 in favor of the Seahawks. Russell Wilson does Russell Wilson shit. And the Seahawks, the Rams defenses look vulnerable, especially to the ad-lib passes. And I think that's the factor. Russell Wilson simply escaping that pass rush and making magic happen on the move.
Well, I also think it's interesting that the Rams defense looked vulnerable the last two games.
They have looked vulnerable.
They were lucky to get out of the Packer game with a win.
Indeed.
Ty Montgomery going into business for himself really helped them stay unbeaten the extra week.
Fucked them over with that play.
Oh yeah, he did. And I think we saw maybe the blueprint for beating them. But I also think they're gonna survive this one and take this 34-31 over the Seahawks.
I don't see why not.
I don't see that either.
All right, so my game of the week, because for Philly this is Dallas week. Cowboys at Eagles. The Cowboys are in bad shape. They've got a head coach possibly in the hot seat, an OC possibly on the hot seat, a quarterback possibly on the hot seat. So it could go a variety of ways here, but I'm seeing it to be a fairly one-sided affair. All right, I think the Eagles are going to win this game 31-17. The Eagles have been, like I said, they just picked up Golden Tate, so they got some new toys. Golden Tate personally fucked this team over last time that he played them when he was in Detroit. Their defense is being left on the field too long. Sean Lee's hurt again.
Yeah, oh no way.
So Van Der Esch is in there, and so he's waiting to get hurt because he is literally the next Sean Lee. So he's got an injury. He's an injury-prone guy. Their pass rush is solid, and there are concerns if you're the Eagles because your offensive line is beat up, and your tackles, whoever starts there, are vulnerable. The best thing is, though, you have two stud tight ends, both of which can block, that can chip and get into the flat and or up the seam and cause a lot of problems for those linebackers and defensive backs. And you have explosive playmakers on the outside. And you have Alshon Jeffrey, who's just fucking big.
Yeah.
So the Eagles, if the Eagles get creative enough with their offensive game plan to contain Ezekiel Elliott, make Dak Prescott throw from the pocket, they're going to win this game handily. So like I said, I have this game being 31-17 in favor of the Birds.
Yes, I also have the Eagles in this game, but not as much of a laugher. I think you're going to see maybe, the Eagles have this weird thing where they play down and up to the level of competition.
Especially this year. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that shit show in Tennessee.
That shit show in Tennessee, the shit show against the Vikings?
Shit show against the Vikings.
Yeah, not happy times.
I know, and it's why I can't go big. I know, like, they went into Dallas last year, and they was supposed to be a tight game, and they walked away in a laugher. 37-9, I think it was.
They took them apart.
They did.
They took them apart.
I don't know that the Cowboys let that happen again, so I got this going 20-16.
See, the Eagles players know if they win this game, they end Dallas' season right there.
Yeah.
Right, they end up, but Dallas won't be smart enough to tank. Not that it matters because they traded around their first round pick anyway. So even if they did tank, it would just benefit the Raiders. So
the Raiders are hoping for that. John Gruden needs to look like a genius by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. But the Cowboys, if the Eagles win this game, they're going to want to do so with flair because there's so much animosity against the Cowboys. I mean, really, there is.
Sorry, you said Flair.
I know, Ric Flair. He got married again.
Yeah, I know.
That's weird. Either way, so that's part of why I had my score the way it was.
I know.
So let's talk about Toilet Bowl Part 2. Just deuce it.
Are you really going to watch Monday Night Football? Seriously?
No.
I'm not either.
Watching this game.
Because the Giants and 49ers are playing, folks. That's a combined, 2 wins?
Let me suggest a drinking game. Let's do a shot for every fucking turnover.
Or a shot for every time Joe Tessitore yells when he doesn't need to.
Or when Jason Witten says something ridiculously stupid.
Or when Booger says something ridiculously stupid.
Oh, man, he's got that giant crease across his forehead, man. That looks weird as
Yeah,
fuck.
no, there's a combined 3 wins here. The teams are 3-14.
The Giants are actively tanking, but they still... Well, the Giants are tanking, but certain players aren't. Beckham's not tanking, Barkley's not tanking, and Landon Collins is not tanking. Eli Manning could be tanking or not. Who knows?
I
He
think
fucking
Eli's
sucks.
done.
Hasn't thrown a pass deeper than 15 yards like all year. You look at his passing stats and they look great, but then you realize those are all screen passes to Beckham and Barkley.
Maybe he needs to call his brother and get some HGH.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
But I have this game, this terrible game,
Terrible.
being in favor of the Niners, though, because it's in San Fran, or in Santa Clara. It's 21-10 because the Niners haven't quite bought into the tanking thing yet. And this third-string quarterback, nobody heard.
Nick Mullins.
Him lighting up a bad Raiders team, I don't see why he wouldn't light up a bad New York team. Especially one that knows it's got a tank.
Yeah, I know. I think Nick Mullins looks good again. And, fucks up San Francisco's draft position. I've got this one going 17-3 Niners.
Fair. So, all right, one of the things we haven't been doing and that we need to do is call the next week's Thursday game because we're not gonna do a show between now and then. So,
Yeah.
Week 11 Thursday night, Packers at Seattle at Seahawks. Whoo, right? This is the home of the Fail Mary.
Yeah.
And these teams have had some pretty interesting matchups.
Not only that, the botched onside kick and
all of the things.
in
We're
the
gonna
20
take it. We're gonna win. All of the things.
Yeah.
So I actually have this one going in favor of the Seahawks because to me the Packers are just too wounded. 20-15. The stadium there is simply too much for the Packers as a whole to overcome.
I think the loser of this game is on the outside looking in at the end of the season for the playoffs.
Agreed.
I mean, both teams could wind up being that way too. But you're looking at this game. Seattle could be 4-5 going into this game, or excuse me, 4-5 if they lose to the Rams like I predicted. And Green Bay could be 4-4-1 if they win like I predicted. So 4-4-1 versus 5-4 or 4-5. Either way,
pretty close, man.
Yeah, either way, you don't want to take another loss at this point. You need to stay, above 500, and both teams will need this to get either above. How does it work with a tie? 5-4-1 is considered 500.
5-4-1 is not considered 500.
Okay, all right.
4-4-1 is 500. Exactly.
Yeah,
500.
so like if the Packers win on Sunday against Miami, they'll be 500.
There you go.
So yeah. Anyway, both of these teams are going to need this to stay in the hunt. The loser is most likely out because the standings, for the going forward for the playoffs. Let's look here. For the NFC, the Pack are 10th, and the Seahawks are 8th in the chase for the wild cards. You got and they're in the logjam with Atlanta and Philadelphia and Minnesota.
Should be fun.
It should be fun, but. This is an eliminator for me. I've got the Seahawks taking this one, 26-21. Yes, again, tight, hotly contested game. I just don't know that Green Bay can get it done in Seattle.
All right. Fair. So there's no shitty beer of the week because it's fucking early. Too early.
Yeah.
But we do have shitty hot takes.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get the take a little fired up, buddy.
Fire it up. Holy super shitty indefensible hot takes, Diggler. What are we going to do now?
Johnny, Dork, to the take mobile. Okay, hold on. I guess I just gotta get this started. Hold on. It takes a minute. It's kind of old. All right.
Really?
All right. I think. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. All right. All right. Here's my super inexplicable shitty hot take, man. This take it's steaming fucking hot, fresh from the bowels of sports punditry. Eli Manning's traded to the Browns during the offseason because he forgets to retire.
Short, sweet, and to the
What's
point.
even better is the Browns traded first and the fourth for him because he's a fucking proven champion.
Oh, man. That's just, wow.
I'm sorry. No,
I know you couldn't resist.
That's fucking great.
Hey, so you know how Boston sports radio goes all doom and gloom after, like, well,
Every
I'm sure
fucking time.
I'm sure
dude.
they're doing it right now because
Probably.
the Celtics lost in Utah.
Oh, it's the end of the season. The Celtics don't have what it takes to make the championship. This is not the kind of basketball
Well, I mean-
Boston deserves.
Well, I mean, look at opening day last year. Oh my God, the Red Sox opening day this year.
Oh god.
They were calling down that the season. They're not going to catch the Yankees. They're going to be terrible. They were the only team in the division to lose on opening day. And Cora doesn't seem to know what he's doing with this managing of the bullpen. Hey, how'd that work out for you in October? So
I think it worked out pretty good for your team.
yeah, I know. So I think that's going to force WEEI to admit on air that the sky is not falling whenever a Boston team suffers a regular season loss, as much as it might hurt their audience of people that want to complain about everything.
Yeah, people are gonna do what they're gonna do.
I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I listen to Boston sports media.
I need you to work on that.
I know. I mean, it's just that they talk about the teams I care about, but they don't talk about them objectively. They just bitch.
Well, that's what they do. Philly
Right.
media is not much better.
Yeah, I know. Shock jocks, right?
Yeah,
That's why I'm really careful about what I listen to.
Good idea.
It's just I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
All right, so with that, that's pretty much our show. Now, something I haven't done is shout out our email, right? So Dirt Diggler Shitty Sports Show 2823 at gmail.com. If you have input, feedback, bitches, moans, gripes, complaints, takes, we want to see them.
Yeah.
You can also engage us on the Facebook at Dirt Diggler Shitty Sports Show. Go ahead and look us up. We have a page. We post things.
Yeah.
It's funny sometimes. We are on Mixcloud. We are on the YouTube. Look us up. Share us. Tell a friend and have them tell friends. And all of you look and watch and listen and provide feedback. Send the likes. Send the likes our way. Click that subscribe button.
Yep.
Click that like button so you can get our freshest, hottest takes right off the cheeks, buddy.
Right off the cheeks.
Right off the fucking cheeks, man. And if you want to be part of the show or support us, just send us an email and we will figure it out.
Yeah. Speaking of other parts of the show, Brandon Gianni, we look forward to having you again. And I know you were avoiding it because the Patriots beating the Bears and the Chiefs the last 2 weeks and you didn't want to hear me gloat.
Shit happens, bro. Shit happens. So, hey, man, it's as usual. It's been real.
Oh, it's been fun.
And it's been real fun. Dirt Diggler and
The Dork.
out.
Out.